Y'all, we're going to go over the review of the rational functions. And the first thing you need to do on all these things is, I call what I call expanded form and factored form. Because you have to have, in a sense, on expanded, the x's together, the numbers together, so that you can get the numbers right to show how to do everything. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is this. This one already is expanded and factored because there's a number for each letter, the equivalent, and it's already factored. So the first one's already done. Here's your factored, there's your expanded. So, okay. On the second one, this one, I would rewrite the expanded to include a 0x squared and a 0x and a 3. That way you have something, every column lined up. X squareds are together, x's, 3 and negative 24. And then for the factored, this will factor to the following. 24 times 3 is 8. 8 minus 3 is 5, because that's a minus. So it'll be 8 plus 5 times 8 minus 3. Have a nice picture of Mark Twain here, because we're rewriting the problems. He was an author. That's what I put in there. Okay. Like I said, I think some of you have this done on the factor page. That's already done. Number 3, this one's already expanded form. You can put 1s in front of this if you want. And it factors. 2 times 3 is 6. That adds to 5. And 1 times 2 is 2. And 2 plus 1 is 3. This is what this one factors to. And y'all, the reason we need the factoring is so that we can work some of the problems. Because some of the problems we need the expanded side for the horizontal and the y-intercept. All right? Now, this one is a little different. Notice you got an x cubed. So for expanded, I'm going to add this 0x cubed here, this minus 9x squared, and a 0x and a 0 so that my numbers all the way match up. Now I will say this, on the expanded, you don't really even need the middle part. You just need the what? The left and the right. And it does factor to this. The only thing common up here is an x squared. And this one is 2 plus 1 makes 3, but they're both minus this time. Okay? Like I said, you don't really need that part for the expanded. That's just kind of to run a room. I'm going to need to add a 0x squared for this expanded here. I'll come back in a minute. Me too. All right? A 0x squared, and then to factor it. Now, y'all, here's where people will mess up. Because 3 is common. That means you have 3 times x minus 5. And this one, 15, is the same as 15 times 3. 15 minus 3 is 2. It's negative. That's why the 5 is negative, larger number. X minus 5, x plus 3. And y'all, a lot of people will miss this because this is going to make a hole we have later on right here. Okay? A hole in a second. And on that. And this one, to write expanded, I'm going to add my 0x squared and my 0. And I added a 0 in the middle. And this one will not factor. It's already factored, okay? It's already factored. And then the last one, this one's kind of a double trick one here, okay? A double trick, because you have to multiply the 2 times this and the 9 to make it the expanded version. And then I'm going to add a 0x because there was no middle term. And this, the top one's factored, but the bottom one's not. And this is going to factor 12 times 3, because 12 times 3 is 36. 12 minus 3 is 9. So we'll factor to that. That's what that will factor to. All right? So how are you going to need? You need them factored and you need them expanded on all these.